Can you imagine donating your kidney to someone in need? A young man named Brian falls in love with Amina, the daughter of a well-known member of parliament in Uganda. For reasons of privacy, I'll call him David Lumumba. Mr. Lumumba and his wife Sarah were a highly respected couple in society within the political realm. They were well known for their charity work, spotless public image, and a long-lasting marriage. And the moment Amina introduced him to Brian, he was disappointed. He felt Amina, who had her own political ambitions, could do so much better. Brian, on the other hand, came from a small town in Pader. If I'm not pronouncing it right, I'm sorry. He was raised by a single mother, and he had his own demons. Through it all, Amina stood her ground. Brian was the one she wanted to marry, and despite her father's approval and Brian's own demons of struggling with alcohol, though she'd fought him time and time again to quit, regardless of it all, Amina decided that class expectations and all this talk wasn't going to dissuade her from marrying the man of her dreams. So, the wedding went along. It was a highly public event. A lot of politicians, a lot of celebrities, a lot of business people all attended this lavish event in Kampala. A few months after their wedding, Brian started to fall seriously ill. Amina sent him to the doctor and was informed that unfortunately, Brian was facing stage 5 kidney failure. The doctors revealed that unfortunately, an urgent kidney transplant was the only thing capable of saving Brian's life. So with that, Amina jumped at the opportunity and asked that she be tested because she was willing and ready to offer her own kidney. Following the tests, the doctor reached out to Amina and said they had flagged a few things and they would like her to come in and have the discussion face to face. Amina heads to the hospital where the doctor informs her that she is indeed a perfect match. However, there are genetically very similar to the point of raising a few concerns. So, not to get ahead of anything, the doctor would like Amina to please take a DNA test just to clear up any confusion. Amina takes a DNA test and realizes that she and Brian are half siblings. The news breaks both Amina and Brian, both physically, emotionally, and mentally. They don't understand what's happening. They don't understand how this could happen, why they never knew. What does this mean for them? So Amina decides to head over to her father and demand explanations. After a long argument, shouting back and forth, Lumumba finally confesses that he has a dark secret he never wanted to share. Decades ago, during his early political career, Lumumba had struggled with heavy alcoholism. During one of his field assignments in Pader, he was conducting political surveys for his political party, and he had a reckless affair with a poor young village girl. She later turned out to be an underage daughter of the chief priest in that area. Obviously, to avoid scandal and controversy, Lumumba and said girl decided to crack a plan. The girl would accuse an admirer from that region of having slept with her, impregnated her, and he would suffer the consequences of that action. Lumumba would leave the city, further his career, and eventually come back for the girl and the child, taking care of them both. From the girl's side, the agreement was held. They scapegoated another gentleman in the town. However, Lumumba never came back. He abandoned the girl and her child and continued his political aspirations in Kampala. Upon hearing the story, Amina tells her father that Brian is from Pader and was raised by a single mother. There was the truth. Brian was her sibling. Panicked by the implications, the scandal, disgrace, and fall of his career, Lumumba gave Amina an ultimatum. Either she allows Brian to pass away from his disease and solving the problem quietly, or they find a way to permanently deal with the doctor, as he is the only other person who knows. Now Amina is at the crossroads. How should she solve this entangled web, considering that she too has political aspirations? Now that's our entangled web for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on all social media platforms, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!